Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, we do have breaking news into the newsroom about a fatal hit-and-run arrest in Duplin County. Milton Ramos Meza is charged with 2 counts of felony death by vehicle, felony hit-and-run with serious injury or death, driving while impaired, reckless driving / wanton disregard, failure to maintain lane control, possession of open container, and no operator's license. The crash happened around 9 p.m. on Sunday on Highway 903, just south of Magnolia. Now, warrants say that Jakira Rogers and Kamira Olias were killed in the crash that also damaged a utility pole. We are still waiting on more details from the Highway Patrol on the crash. 25-year-old Ramos Meza was arrested yesterday and is being held in the Pender County Jail on a $1 million bond. Now, we also want to highlight news out of Raleigh, where a Rocky Mount gang member has been sentenced. On October 28th, Jeffrey Clark Jr. pled guilty to 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon. According to Nash County deputies, Clark is a member of the United Blood Nation gang and has prior convictions for drug and gun charges. Now, deputies say they seized crack cocaine and several guns from Clark between July 2021 and January of 2022. The Rocky Mount man will spend 9 years in prison for the charges. And finally, we want to highlight news out of Lenoir County around last week's election. Now, Sean Keenan this morning asked a Lenoir County Board of Election to remove his protest against Corla Blackwell, saying after Tuesday's results, there is, quote, no way, end quote, she can be sworn in as a city council member. At the same time, Keenan filed a protest against Les Lipford, who was one of the 2 top vote-getters at the 2 at-large council seats. Now, Keenan's protest says there are questions about whether Lipford lives in the city. He says that while on candidacy papers, Lipford listed his address on Susan Avenue, the man owns a home on Wolf Lane, which is outside the city. Now, Keenan says the Wolf Lane house is guaranteed by the Veterans Administration, and the VA only does mortgages on someone's primary residence. Blackwell's candidacy was called into question after Keenan said the woman was still on probation and was ineligible to hold elected office. And finally, we want to turn to your weather forecast. It's sunny out there today, but it is certainly feeling like not just fall is in the air, maybe Christmas is in the air as well. I think countdown's 44 days until the big man comes down the chimney. Here is what we've got right now outside our doors. 45 degrees in Greenville, northwesterly wind at 13 miles an hour. And a feels like temperature in the 30s. 38 degrees is what it truly feels like right now in Greenville. Feels like 39 in New Bern. The winds today have a little bit of that extra bite because of the chill. Now, of course, we did wake up to some snow across parts of eastern North Carolina. At least from what we've been able to collect, it looks like Columbia was the biggest snow getter of them all. Now, of course, this was really focused around grassy and elevated surfaces, but Columbia ended up seeing about ½ an inch of snow. Impressive for this time of year. Now, earlier this morning, again, air temperatures were in the low to mid 30s. Several areas were at or below freezing. There were a few areas that were above freezing. Right now, we really haven't gotten a whole lot warmer from where we were earlier today. Most areas have seen about a 15-degree rise in air temperatures, maybe even less than that. But when you factor in the winds, it's feeling still like we're in the 30s across a hefty portion of the area. Feels like 34 in Elizabeth City, along with Roanoke Rapids right now. Feels like 36 in Hatteras currently. Feels like 37 in Swan Quarter, Edenton, and Beaufort. So the chill is real, and the winds, while they are going to be staying steady, well, they will weaken a little bit tonight, but they'll pick back up again for tomorrow. But the big change will be direction. While we have a west-northwesterly wind intact right now, those winds are going to be swinging around to the southwest. Not a huge swing, granted, but a change that will help boost air temperatures by tomorrow afternoon. we'll be back into at least the upper 50s, possibly the low 60s by tomorrow afternoon due to the sunshine and the combination of west-southwesterly breeze. And those winds, again, are going to shift as we head into Thursday. So, yeah, we're looking at a potential another cool down for Thursday. Possibly. I think what we're actually going to see from really Wednesday, tomorrow into Thursday is likely just air temperatures kind of holding consistent. Here's what we've got for the rest of this afternoon, though. Again, air temperatures getting into the mid to upper 40s. I think we might warm up another degree or two off of where we're at right now. But winds, again, will relax a bit overnight tonight. Not going to go quiet, but they will relax a little bit. Overnight lows down near freezing. We're looking around 32 to around 35 degrees for most of us as we wake up tomorrow morning. Here's what is going to happen across the southeast United States over the next few days. It's high pressure that's going to steal the show. That will keep us dry. That will keep us sunny. That will also, unfortunately, keep that fire risk high. So please refrain from doing any sort of burning until we get into next week, which marks the arrival of our next chance of rain. Looks like Monday night into Tuesday, we're going to be tracking a cold front, weak cold front, but a front nonetheless that will provide eastern North Carolina with some much needed rainfall. That's all we have time for today's 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day.